Conversation with David and Dulguun.
Edwin.
I said it properly. Did I say it properly?
Edwin.
Edwin. Well, you're Edwin.
I'm Edwin.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said David. I don't know why I've been calling you
Last
David.
name Davison.
Oh, David. Okay. And they've been gracious with their time, so they just want to. They're happy to spend some time and chat and share some Mongolian insights. And Dulguun is actually my Airbnb host, and they're a couple, so they manage it together. So one of them will give me a great review, hopefully. Fingers crossed at some point.
Maybe.
And I just want to start with Edwin first. How long have you been here? Because Edwin is actually from America, so if you're interested, you can obviously ask him some questions about America and transitioning to and from Mongolia. And Dulguun is actually born and bred Mongolian. If you can't chat, because this is a limited broadcast, you can actually text me on Twitter. Okay, you don't have to leave the scope. You can just use the share sheet, keep my name, and just send me a tweet, and I can find you here. Hi, good to see you, Guy, again. There we go.
You guy or me?
You Guy.
Oh.
They saw me earlier because I gave them a heads up that we'd be doing this. Yeah.
Good to see you.
I'm just visiting, but you're visiting on a longer sort of term. Just want to know briefly, like, why would you come to Mongolia? What's the hook for you?
Okay, so my first time was in 2004. I came here as a Peace Corps volunteer, and I stayed here for 2 years and taught English in a small village. And I fell in love with it, and since then, since 2006 when I left, I've been coming back almost every summer.
And Edwin's from Chicago.
Indiana. Close. I say Chicago,
okay.
But from Indiana.
Because it's simpler to explain Chicago?
Most people know Chicago.
Okay.
In Indiana, not so much.
Okay.
Maybe not you, but let's say in Asia. Chicago is quick and easy. So.
Yeah. Edwin was yesterday explaining how some of the weird TV shows come from
Indiana.
What was it?
Stranger Things is one of them. When I show her, when she watches TV shows with me, she thinks Indiana is this. She's scared of it, or it's this weird place.
They've only made it halfway through Stranger Things at the moment. And Parks and Recreation, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have only seen the first one. Okay. And Dulguun, my gracious host.
Yes.
I do have a question for you. Can we talk a little bit about Mongolia itself? I mean, we can go back to Edwin and say why he keeps coming back and what's the hook for him. Mongolian, why stay here? Where did you come from? What do you do? Just general easy questions like that to begin with.
Okay. Well, I born in Ubi, Ulan-Bator, this capital city, and but my mom's family are nomadic people. So, and they live very far from the Western Mongolia border to Russia. And my life was like half in the nature with nomads and half in a city. I grew up like that until I'm a teenager. So that's where I come from, I would say.
What's it like traveling at such a young age?
Oh yeah, I started traveling at age 17. My first country was India.
Okay.
And after that I went to Denmark, Germany. I studied my bachelor degree in Poland. And
What's the topic?
I studied
What subject?
Tourism.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm now working actually tourism thing. Like with tourists and Airbnb and all that. But despite that, my work is I'm a yoga teacher. I started from 2010, but I started doing yoga like from 2007 from India. And yeah, I love this meditation and yoga thing.
Which lifestyle do you prefer? The nomadic one or the non-nomadic? I don't know what the actual term is.
I like nomadic style, of course. I can't stay in one place forever.
Right.
It's my life from the young age. I start moving there and there and So then even I get old, I'm older, but I still like always go that other country, in that other country, like that.
Is there a big difference when you're roaming around Mongolia?
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm kind of, I want to flesh it out a little bit more. I want to ask about if you are a nomadic, if you are living a nomadic lifestyle, and you want to travel from one part of Mongolia to the other, the climate is basically the same. Am I right or am I wrong?
No,
It's different. It varies enough.
yeah, like
Okay.
Western where I live.
Yeah.
That's more colder area, and why it's different is city life is city people. Nomad life is just totally in the nature, and we have different traditions in between the countries inside the Mongolia. Different ethnic, different tribes, so they have different cultures. A little different.
I'm more trying to focus on like the nature, like what are the environmental benefits of like moving from like one part of Mongolia to the other, to get away from something or to benefit from the pastures over that part.
Looking for better grass.
Yeah.
Looking for better grass.
We just follow
Not this type, by the way.
we just follow our animal, where they wanna go, where they wanna eat, where there's a better grass for animal. Then we just move after them because they are our food and our life. So we just follow them.
So if you follow the animals, they're dictating the course of the travel. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you kind of, I think they see where the better grass is.
On an intrinsic level.
They know, to our eye, we don't know exactly what grass they eat, but they know exactly what they eat and which was the better grass.
For example, in the summer, there's no rain in certain area, and the animal will just follow where there is a grass, good grass. So they know. So we just follow them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bowles asked, is it also part of a hunter-gatherer lifestyle? Does it have to be?
No, not so much. The sheep is there. There's no hunting, unless you consider that hunting, but no, not really.
What can you hunt in Mongolian plains?
You can hunt marmot.
A what?
Marmot.
Is that like a small animal?
Yeah, it lives underneath the ground.
Marmot.
It lives underneath there. It's a ground animal.
A mole?
Like a mole, kinda.
Okay.
And there's a famous clothesline with the same name, right? There's a little animal. That you can hunt that, or wolf, or there's a lot of hunting, but it's not that common because you live off the sheep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not that big of a sport here.
Okay.
Also, for men, they like with some friends they hunt wolf. It's very, very.
But that's only because they're hunting. They eat the sheep. They're protecting their
Right.
livestock. So.
But then, because it's nomadic, would you just make use of that extra meat and then eat the wolf?
We don't eat wolf. We just like to hunt.
They're the predator.
Oh, I'm just thinking of like if you're living a nomadic lifestyle, you wouldn't want to waste anything. So it's an opportunity. Oh, extra food.
I've eaten
okay.
wolf.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, a wolf soup. I was really sick, and the host family they gave that to me as a remedy.
But it made you sick.
No, I was sick.
Oh, you was
I
sick.
was almost like deathly ill.
Right. And they made you a wolf soup.
Yeah, I ate it.
Okay.
I couldn't taste it. It's all cold.
And then after you felt better.
Of course, I can't tie it to the soup, but I was better after I ate
We
it.
use wolf everything. Wolf bone, a wolf tongue, wolf teeth.
Okay, break that down. What would you use those 4 examples for?
For spiritual things.
Okay.
For example, wolf like this thing.
The
Kids, small kids,
the wrist?
when they wear it,
Yeah.
it kind of protects their dream and like spiritual things.
Okay. That's a Mongolian tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tongue?
The tongue is for a certain organ inside you. You have some, for example, liver problem, cancer.
Uh-huh.
You eat the wolf tongue, something,
Okay.
and then but you eat it raw. You don't boil it. You just eat raw.
I was with you. I was actually going to...
I don't know. That's the old tradition, but so
Sushi.
many people believe that.
Want some
So
wolf
many
sushi?
people add the wolf tongue or wolf some organ, and it's good for your organ. Some healed, and I think I never tried.
Okay.
But when I was a baby, I had the wolf bone bracelet.
I missed that long question, sorry. Richard says that sounds more wild than Chinese medicine.
What?
Could be.
The idea, the concept of like eating bits of wolf sounds more wild than Chinese medicine. The concepts behind Chinese medicine.
Oh.
Chinese do some strange things.
Yeah. They eat that caterpillar, don't they? That gets
They eat
infected.
everything.
Yeah, they eat everything. Whoa, that's racist, bro.
If it has four, that's what the Chinese say. If it has four legs and not a table, they eat it.
If it has four legs, it's not a table.
If it's not a piece of furniture or something, they'll eat it.
Okay, I don't know.
Chinese guy told me that.
Okay.
Well,
So-
Chinese couple, we had the Airbnb guests, Chinese, they said, we eat everything moves.
Yeah, there you go. Something like
They
that.
Everything that moves.
They said themselves, we
Okay.
eat everything moves.
Right.
But Mongolians,
They're
no.
racist.
Mexicans have tequila with worms. Yeah, good point. What was that long question? I missed it. I'm looking out for it while my head's like flipping over. So anyway, we'll wait. I'll keep a lookout for it.
But anyway, that's the nomads here. I guess we're nomads in the sense that we travel ourselves. Yeah, I haven't stayed in one place for 8 years. I've been constantly, and she kind of joined me in that too.
You go back and forth, don't you?
I don't have a back or forth. It's a circle.
Okay.
I don't have a home or anything, right? So in that sense, we're kind of nomads.
Right.
We don't stay in one place no longer than 3 months.
But you still own property. It's not like in total abandonment of possessions. You can still be nomadic and own property, but just not
But I
go there.
we don't own any property or anything. I mean, this is her father's house.
Okay.
So we rent that place. We just rent, right?
Right.
We're just here for 3 months and then we move on.
Okay. So technically, am I nomadic if I'm just renting in Hong Kong?
I
If
think
you're
that's
renting,
whatever your
with the
definition.
ability to, like-
you could have if you move around. I think that's a nomad, I guess, generally speaking.
Okay. Well, for the last 29 days, I've been nomadic. I'm on the same level.
But 3 months, and I've done it for 8 years or more.
Okay.
Something like that.
I need to take a break and just point out some of the. If you can't chat because it's a limited broadcast, you can tweet me using the share sheet in Periscope, or just go to Twitter if you think it's easier. Okay. How are women perceived in Mongolia? Treated equally?
Yeah, I would say yes.
From what I've been learning about Mongolian culture, ancient Mongolian culture, it was the women that taught the men how to fight
Yeah,
because the men were fighting.
yeah.
And so if an advancing army would approach a Mongolian base or settlement, they thought, oh, there's only women there, easy pickings. It's like, no, actually, you're kind of fucked because
No,
the women can
all
shoot bows.
tribes, the leaders were all female.
Right?
And nowadays, actually, after Soviet, we actually have this woman and man like not equal. But as nomadic life, when you live in the nature, you're both 50-50 responsible. There's not man like you do this or man woman you do that. Or just both they know their responsibilities. They do their things, and there's nothing like. But only like we got Buddhism, all this, influence from other countries. We just kind of follow what they say or what they, but as our own culture, like when I'm with my dad or when I'm with my cousin brothers, there is, even girl can be better, better respected, not the boy. For example, here in Mongolia, parents, they would pay their daughters to go university. The son stay as a nomad.
Oh,
They
that's a twist.
Yeah, they want her daughter be more smart, more educated. And yeah, I don't see like that difference, like you below. It's been from the beginning of the time, women were the respected high level.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very different to, especially Hong Kong or Chinese culture.
No.
Yeah. It's welcoming. Okay, 2 questions. Did you catch the other one? About is being nomadic a Mongolian thing? I don't think it is.
No.
And the other one,
nomads in
the
Other-
Gypsies and the Indians, Native First Nations people. They were nomadic as well.
Anybody with a herder pasts. There's in Nepal, Siberia, they're all over.
Hmm.
It's not just unique to Mongolia.
Marrying age, is that of any consequence or any significance?
In
Yeah.
Mongolia?
What's that?
Marrying age. Someone asked about marrying age. Is it, did they try to marry the women young or the couples
Oh,
young?
marrying age.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the girl. If she wanna marry, she can marry anytime.
Oh, so she has like, I'm the boss of me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That even in the
No,
countryside.
tell them how traditionally how you're married here. That's
Oh.
interesting.
In Western, where my grandparents' area, only that area in Mongolia,
Uh-huh.
man steals a girl.
What, just like goes and takes her?
Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
Even the name. The name is the one is Alga. That means to take.
Okay.
The taken one. I
They
guess.
steal it. But the girl you steal, but there's nothing really raw bad. You just steal the girl you really like or you
Right.
love.
So it's not seen in a sort of negative. It might be viewed as a negative thing by a Western point of view, but
Very-
intrinsic to the culture.
100%. Go to
How many can you have?
UK and steal your wife, right? You're gonna
Buddhism.
throw it in drill. Tell them about your.
Actually, if like the girl's stolen by and she married, she's respected so high, because it's our tradition from ancient time that even Chinggis Khan stole his wife.
Tell them about your aunt.
Even Chinggis Khan's wives were stolen by
Yeah.
other tribe.
Wait.
Because
Tell them about your
because
aunt.
woman here, as a spiritually, man likes to marry with a smart woman, because his kids gonna be smart.
Okay.
So it's our idea to get married a very good girl. So, and now it's the same. You like the girl and you know his family were generationally very good gene, good blood, as
Okay.
for example, and you steal that girl.
But in the
if-
city, you don't do that. Only,
No.
Oh, okay.
Only
Yeah,
at
well, I
the
haven't
extreme
noticed any
countryside.
men holding.
Yeah, only at my grandmother's place,
Right.
in a certain area.
Give
So-
them an example
so-
of your auntie.
The Mongolian men, can I just establish this? The Mongolian men invented the term swipe right.
Swipe right?
Yeah. They swiped right, and if the woman
Not even swipe. You just kind of go in and take it. Yeah.
wasn't Tinder. Tinder was the first, Mongolia was.
My auntie, went to river to take a water. Two guys on horse, they came, grabbed her. She was like fighting, but they were laughing and took her on the horse and brought the house, new tent, and they put her. And
You have 3 days.
you have 3 days
To do what?
they try to give you a new dress, and if you wear the new dress, you accept it to get
Symbol of
married.
Oh.
accepting.
But
your-
if you don't wear it, you say no, I don't want. In
Or
the
you can
3
run
days-
away.
So the
You can
men,
run
Oh,
away.
you can
men
run
are
away.
also the fashion queens. Because they produce the dress, you're saying. That's what you just
No,
said.
no.
They produce the dress and they got to
No,
convince her.
there's a traditional dress laying around. If they choose,
Oh, okay.
the woman chooses to put it on.
Yeah.
Does sound like a Borat plot.
It's just kind of in the corner. It's like they're staring at him, and they have the choice on whether to take it or not.
All
Okay.
the guy families circle her like, please marry my son, or you will be great bride.
She was saying this
or-
to her auntie. It's like
Yeah, my
she's begging her to put on this belt, right? This
Yeah.
traditional.
When I was a kid, my uncle, he stole his wife, and she was like so sad, and she's like have no idea. And I was a little kid. I was
Awesome.
like, "Hi, sister, you're so beautiful. Try this dress. Like, come on, all this." My mom would ask me to do that, and in 3 days she wore it, and she knew
She
my
put it on.
brother. Yeah, she put it on. So she became our sister,
Okay.
sister-in-law.
Don't take this question too seriously, but what happens if a man likes a man?
That doesn't happen here.
Oh,
Here's nothing happen like that.
If you do that, you get beat up.
Oh
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
No, there's underground. I mean, just
Underground
shortly-
swiping between men.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very secret.
Okay. What's your next couple of plans? Well, actually, before you answer that, can we establish, are there any other gays in Mongolia?
Of course.
Okay,
Of
but it's
course.
underground
Totally underground. yeah.
because political or for social reasons?
Social.
Okay,
It's not accepted here at all.
okay.
Actually, when I was a volunteer,
Max isn't visiting Mongolia. my friend Max.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's here?
Well, he's in Scotland at the moment. He's looking under kilts, but he's gay as the rainbows are gold.
Yeah, I mean, I had the volunteers that came in that were gay, they were told to take on a persona or a different persona, like not to be free with it, you know.
Okay.
Like make up a story. You have a girlfriend back
Yes.
home, but there's meetings for these secret gay clubs. I've heard.
You can come. You can.
Let's say if you're here, you have no problem, getting dates here. It's
Okay. I'm sure Grindr is available on the Mongolian App Store. It's got to be. Laws against gays?
Huh?
Are there laws against gays? It's just not accepted.
I don't know.
Trans-
Socially, it's not accepted. So.
Okay. So even transgender is not. That's like a further
Or traditionally, we are
There's
very
two
traditional
transgender
people.
here.
There's two what?
I think there's two.
Two sexes. That's it. Two genders.
No, two transgender people.
Oh, in
They're
UB.
They're kind of celebrities.
Oh.
Only
One's-
2%.
In the whole of Mongolia.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of celebrities.
Yeah, only
Okay.
2%.
By the way, the population of Mongolia is like 3 million. It's not a well-populated city, so that's like already like 10% of the population if there's two of them. Yeah.
But they asked this. He's a celebrity. They ask him his opinion on things, and
Okay.
yeah, he said.
But someone asked about your future plans. I know you're traveling soon, so do you want to mention that?
On Monday, actually. Yeah, we're flying to the States. Our plans are kind of up in the air. Our original plan was to visit our sister in Poland and spend some time in India.
Hmm.
Yeah, we do this meditation thing, so that kind of, we go from meditation center to meditation center, and in between we do whatever.
Okay.
That's how we travel the world.
Your dad mentioned... Dulguun's dad is awesome, and I really wish I could have periscoped it, because we had a great conversation about politics and breast implants and...
What?
Yeah, we got really into the nitty-gritty, and his English is severely broken, but we managed to do it, and it was a great conversation.
Right.
We talked about food, fructose, corn syrup, politics, him being in the army, because Russia was part of...
Where's the breast implant coming?
Oh, because you were talking about American women and big butts and stuff. It's a shame because I showed him Periscope.
Some of them are natural.
Yeah, some, but we were talking about how men like big butts now, and then we talked about how it's fashion, and he didn't understand. What do you mean fashion in terms of a body fashion? And I was like, oh,
How did you get on this topic?
I don't remember. But Russia used to be in control of Mongolia, so he used to serve in the army and stuff, and it was like, damn, this is Periscope gold. But anyway, okay, so future plans. You're going to America for how long?
Well, that might change. We might, if we find a kind of a job, volunteer job, we might do that for a year. But if that doesn't work out, then we'll travel.
Okay.
Europe, India, Myanmar, then back here for next summer.
Yeah, we might stay in US
I'll ask.
for 1 year, and I have a plan. I want to teach traditional singing in US.
Oh,
If
okay.
anyone interested can contact me.
What's your Twitter?
Do I
Don't have one.
You don't have one.
You have one?
I don't have Twitter. No.
What's the big social network here? Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Is that boring?
It's annoying.
I had Twitter. I think I have Twitter.
Okay.
But yeah,
So you're going to go to America and teach... You want to teach dancing and meditation?
not dancing. I want to teach traditional singing.
Sorry, traditional
Shamanic.
singing. Sorry.
Shamanic singing.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
If it's people there, it's her idea.
Okay. And I know you have family in Germany and in Poland.
I have a family
Yeah.
in Poland and Germany.
Just Poland.
Yeah.
Well, Germany.
Yeah.
You have sisters, you have an auntie and a mother in 2 different countries. That's what your dad has said.
Yeah.
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 So you're going to be going there as well.
Yeah. Visit.
Okay. Do you have any questions? I want to give them a break, and I can mention the scope chat being blocked again and stuff. So type your questions if you want. If you can't chat, you can still tweet me. Just use the share sheet in Periscope. Pretend you're going to share this scope. I mean, as if you're not going to share this scope, right? And then you just delete everything, leave my name in there, and it'll come up on my Twitter feed if you type a question after my username. Okay? They seem very westernized to me.
Yeah, I am. I am very westernized.
So is your supermarket, as I discovered last night.
Well, she grew up in the city, so yeah, like.
And also, I studied at Russian school. Yeah.
You speak Russian, don't
She's
you?
fluent in Russian.
I'm fluent in Russian,
Yeah.
and the Russian they teach all European culture, all European history, everything, and I lived in Europe for so many years. So yeah, I think I'm westernized.
Sorry about that.
Do you
in
do?
heart and nomadic Mongolian.
Do you do meditation for money?
Nope.
Okay.
Just volunteer.
How often do you get sandstorms like the ones in Beijing? In Mongolia, in UB? How?
Yes, sure. I've been in a sandstorm.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It cuts your face, I'm sure.
Especially
The sand cuts your face, I'm
especially
sure.
April, May would be horrible.
You don't go outside.
You almost don't go out.
But in the
It's
south,
like,
all these sandstorms that China's getting, it starts in the Gobi. It
Right.
goes down there.
Okay, but I forgot where Gobi is. The Gobi is relative to Mongolia and China. Is it underneath Mongolia?
It's
Inside.
southern. It's inside. Well, there's
Inside China.
some sand in China, but
Yeah.
like the Gobi is in southern Mongolia.
Okay, as I thought. Okay, they are very chill. Well, they meditated before they jumped on Periscope, actually, didn't you?
But not yet. After this.
I thought you
we
meditated.
hiked.
Oh, you
That
hiked
was our
instead.
plan. Yeah, we hiked.
Okay. Okay. Some of my other questions was like misconceptions
Misconceptions
of Mongolia.
Oh.
Are there any misconceptions? And obviously,
Well, that's a, even before that. There's
yeah.
at least even for me, before I even came here, I had no idea what Mongolia was, so I didn't have these.
You didn't know where it was.
Didn't know where it was. I didn't know
Okay.
anything other than Genghis. I mean, then the conception about that is he's a bloodthirsty, warlord.
Uh-huh.
That's not exactly true. I guess that's the misconception, but I don't know. You can't have a misconception if there's no idea in the beginning, right, of what that thing is.
I have also. People think Mongolia, we look Asian. With everyone around the world thinks we speak Chinese.
Yeah, they think you're Chinese.
Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Which is the opposite.
Our language is like
Chicago, Illinois. Sorry.
it's different. Like, okay, Indian language and Japanese language is so different language, right?
Yeah, but because
So-
their skin color is different,
Yeah.
then we just that.
So
They're
our
different.
language is the same. Mongolian language is so different than Chinese language. It's like so. It's like I don't know.
I say they're closer to Koreans than they are Chinese.
The Mongolians.
Even their look.
Okay.
Yeah, their look.
Jen, who is also of Asian ethnicity, would like you to say a few words in Mongolian.
Oh.
Like hello, just like what's hello in? We did this yesterday. That's an easy one to start with. Hello and goodbye or thank you.
Senbeno. Senbeno is hello. Thank you. Bayırtla.
Say it again.
Bayırtla.
Baisla.
Bayırtla.
Boom, got it in one. Yeah, and goodbye.
Bayırte.
But say it again.
Bayırte.
Baiste. Okay. Baiste. Jackie Chan.
Bayırte. Bayırtla.
Okay.
Jackie Chan's really popular here.
Is he?
He's
He's
huge.
hated in Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For political reasons, which we won't get
In
into.
the countryside? Oh my God, my teacher's son, he would watch anything but Jackie Chan all the time.
Yeah, but some people can't separate the political motivations of individuals and the acting.
I have no idea.
The acting history. So I can separate the two. I was like, okay, maybe he is that way inclined politically, but it doesn't take away from his movies.
Oh, people just like him because he's badass. Yeah, he's badass. Right.
Okay, I didn't know that. Anything else about Mongolia that's a misconception?
Like big misconceptions about UB. They don't, they think it's like this far out western with no electricity. People ride horses. It's quite the opposite. It's a metropolitan. Some kind of western. There's Louis Vuitton on the corner. Has a diamond-studded saddle inside.
Mongolians said they're very westernized people.
More.
Than other Asians.
I get this from the Russians.
It's because
Kinda
we
Russian.
the Russian influence.
we live close with the Russian and Europe more close. It's a Central Asia.
Almost
It's about
more
the-
Russian than Asian
Yeah,
Okay.
styles and.
yeah. We are very Russianized people.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this thing here. This is Russian.
This house.
These building blocks.
Yeah, now that you say it, yeah. I'll have to show you when we get outside. Yeah, Louis Vuitton is here. A nuclear steak is here.
Pizza Hut here.
Yeah, KFC. There's a KFC down the corner.
See.
She sounds Russian. You sound Russian, they say.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Russian.
Привет! Там есть русский.
For all the Russians out there.
There's Russian. Russian is the second language in Mongolia, but it's slowly being displaced by English, isn't it?
Yeah.
English is second language now.
Oh, it's now. Okay.
English is second language.
Right. So if people wanted to go to Mongolia without using any English, I mean, obviously I've had no problems, but if you just want to like further that perception, like how easy is it for people to just walk off the airplane and use English?
Korean English. Even there's as many Korean speakers here as English probably.
Is that?
Yeah. There's over 30,000 Mongolians that live and work in Korea.
Why Korea? What's this relationship with Korea about? How did that?
It's the Belt country. They go there to work.
It's close and you can get better salary than Mongolia.
Mm-hmm.
Korean dramas.
But the Koreans are known for being sort of like very proud of their, you know, they are kind of racist, even towards other Asian countries, and yet Mongolian people accept
fit in.
Do they?
I mean, I lived in Korea for 3 years, right? And I taught there, and I hung out with Mongolians there, and
I didn't know that.
They pick up the language really well, and yeah, they fit in really well.
Okay. Any other misconceptions about Mongolia? So don't say ni hao in Mongolia, like you do in Hong Kong.
Do not do Chinese here.
Oh yeah, if you come in Mongolia, if you say any word Chinese, people will really hate you. People will just boom.
Really?
Because I mean, yeah, like
They're not treated well.
I'm fine with Chinese, but I mean, people around me and Mongolians, we don't have any similar things with Chinese. Maybe our future, like Asian, but we don't eat rice, vegetable. We're not, we are nomadic people with so different traditions, shamanic, and nature, and
plus you've been fighting them
even
on and off
the
for like
eating
1,000
things
years.
with meat and milk products. We are not similar with other Asian cultures. So we have different language, everything different.
Yeah.
Just maybe our future, and that's it.
Right. Just like the British and the Scottish, Max.
No,
They're totally
it's
different.
not. It's
I'm making a joke. It's
yeah.
okay.
It's totally
There are some
different.
Scottish people who are like, I'm not
Yeah.
British. You know,
Yeah.
they're on that side, we're on this side.
Even Chinese, they thought that Mongolia would be very similar like Chinese. I had the two couple, and they were like amazed. They were like saying to me, "Oh my God, your language is so different than us, and people here are so different. How is come?" I'm like, "Well, you need to read about history or something." It's different.
It's not hating the Chinese though.
It's not hate of China, just better
They
know
say all Chinese previously nomadic Central Plains people.
what.
I'm trying to pass it out, but it's too quick. It's gone. Sorry, Kevin. Kevin is ethnically Chinese, but he lives in New Zealand. And he always drops nuggets of knowledge about Asian culture. Yeah, he's like my Wikipedia.
Asian wiki.
Yeah, Asian wiki, but it's just like in comments, just quick bursts of information. It's just like, whoa. Okay, we're talking about the Russians. Any communist legacies? Anything that's left over? I know they destroyed Lenin statues a while back.
They killed thousands of monks. They didn't allow us to be a shamanic or Buddhist. No any religion.
Okay.
And they also took our livestock.
Well, they made it into collectives, so there was no herders before.
Oh, okay.
So because you're in one place, you're assigned this area. But since 1992, they stopped that, and actually, it's surprising that people went back to being nomads.
Yeah.
So it was a period where it stopped. But things continued somehow. I don't know how they. I think they did it in secret.
Right.
Because those things, like the religion things, were passed down somehow. So I think
Well,
it in secret.
Actually, your dad actually mentioned him as a kid. He said as a kid, he was told to about communism, and his parents were obviously around in Mongolia before communists. So I've always grandparents, and he was just telling me they had to keep quiet, and so I feel like maybe some people did keep it quiet, and when they left, they just resumed it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, living costs in Mongolia is a topic I wanted to cover with you, and retirement.
Yeah.
Mine.
We've got like 15
Mongolia is
minutes.
surprisingly expensive. I mean, compared to, it's not like a Europe or Hong Kong, but it's more expensive than Southeast Asia and India. You know, when we spending time in there when we come here, it's like, oh, like a, let's say your average meal, it's a little more than you would get your standard rice and curry in India.
Uh-huh.
There's no prices like that here, but it's more like a little bit like Russia, but it's surprisingly expensive for an Asian country.
Okay.
Yeah.
I learned yesterday that the cost of living here, like you don't go off an hourly rate. You said it's a daily rate, and people live off $1.50 here, a US $1.50. And what do they do for a living? Yogi and Edwin's retired.
I do nothing.
He's retired. He's on Periscope.
I watch YouTube.
And so $1.50 a day, that's the average wage. And so when I had my meal yesterday, and I gave them
No, it was 17. Well, her cousin makes around $5-6 a day.
But that was for like how many hours of work?
12.
Yeah, 12 hours of work. But no, I think I looked it up. It's like $1.50.
You're saying per day though, or an hour? Per hour?
I think it's per. I need to
per
get
day, like around $6.
Is it okay? I won't Google it then. So $6, and I gave that boy. I say boy, but that young man. I gave him a $2 tip.
$2, yeah.
And
that was generous.
that's supposedly generous, whereas for me, that's just £2. It's frightening.
That's what 1/4 of her salary in just like one little thing.
Yeah, crazy. I didn't understand the significance of that tip. Tipping is not customary, which is what you said.
But this mining thing,
Okay.
mining just opened, so all this money is being flooded in. So Mongolia's at the interesting point right now. It's kind of like gold, or not gold, but oil in those Middle East or African countries.
Uh-huh.
And people were, is it going to go Africa way or is it going to go Middle East way? You know, they're right at that point now where hopefully, you know, you want everyone to have high standard of living, but there's the reality of corruption. So they're at that point. Of course, they want to go the Saudi Arabia route where everybody has enough, right?
In huge buildings in the middle of nowhere.
Well, they just want to distribute well. They want those resources to be, evenly distributed. Yeah?
Okay. Why not just use solar? Isn't that better than mining?
Well, there's copper. China wants all this copper for electronics.
Okay.
There's a lot of copper and gold and things like that.
Right, so not coal mining.
They have coal, but
yeah.
I mean that'll dry up soon, probably.
Okay, hope so. Quicker.
But for me, I see like Mongolia should not develop this thing more. Better we develop like tourism here.
They should develop tourism.
Yeah, and then from that we could, earn.
There's no industry here at all,
Yeah.
other than Kashmir.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's very small.
Kashmir, a little bit of tourism, and then mining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mining should stop really.
I know it's a poor country,
Like,
relatively speaking,
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of poor people.
Yeah.
Lots of poor people.
There's a lot of rich.
So
Yeah.
rich.
You can call it a third world country.
What shocks me even more is that the meal I had yesterday cost about £6, and you're saying that the average wage per day is £6. And like that was one meal for me. I ate basically their day's wages.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, how what's the word? Not blessed am I, but how?
You're lucky.
Yeah, lucky. I guess I'm lucky. Hi, hey, buddy. Lucky, or it's all about privileged in a sense.
A little privilege.
Yeah. Fortunate. That's the better word.
There.
Yeah.
You're comfortable.
Like the guy digging through the trash. What do you mean? But did we see any? I don't. You mean in Hong Kong, people digging through the trash? Yeah. Do they do that here?
Yeah.
for metal, like cans and stuff?
I mean, you can just see out there. There's a garbage bin out there. People dig through it.
They do dig through it. Okay. The other question I wanted to ask about was the rent. Rent is like really low here. You pointed it out yesterday, and people know how much I pay in Hong Kong. So if you want to give them like a well, just tell them about what the rent is like here.
So we rented 2 places. One was in dollars,
Okay, I don't remember.
around $250 for 1 month, and the other one, which we got a little discount. It wasn't that great, but it was our auntie's, and that was less than $150 for 1 month.
Mm.
So yeah, it's relatively.
And the houses are. This house, for example, and I'm assuming it's the same thing because it's in a Russian building. It's probably 2 or 3 times larger than my apartments in Hong Kong. Are these rooms only? What do you mean? Do people make money off the internet there? Do people make money off internet there?
It's a little bit. It's not like Western countries, but it's growing.
Okay.
It's not quite there. A lot of people don't use the internet a lot here. The
Right.
older generation. So I think the next generation, yeah, you can say that. But right now, it's kind of people go to the bank still. They stand in line and use internet bank or whatever. But
Okay.
I think
Yeah, my dad, for example, he has no idea about internet bank. I can pay. Oh, he's calling outside.
Oh, is he? Okay. We're gonna be like 10 more minutes, and then we're gonna end the scope. Okay.
чадахгүй гэлтэй.
You're fluent then in Mongolian.
I can converse.
Завгүй яна энэ юм хийж байна. My dad
I'll do it real
asking
quick.
me like,
You want to say
hey, talk like calling my name like 10 times outside, and now I ask, yes, what do you need? Can you give my smoke a cigarette? It's like here in Mongolia like that, you know. My dad calls me anytime he wants.
Right. We are neighbours as well.
Yeah. What happened? Like, oh, nothing. Where are you? I'm like middle of class or doing something very important. He would just.
Okay. Just randomly ring you.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Okay. The last topic I want to talk about is Edwin's actually retired. He's 39, and just share some of that reasoning behind retiring at such a young age, and what does he do with his life. Basically, I'm sure he shares a lot of it with you.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure he shares. He's retired.
Oh.
I'm saying, what does he do with his life, and I'm sure he shares a lot of it with you. Yeah. Day to day, what do you do?
Wow, our life is so nice. We wake up, we do meditations, then we want to hike, then we hike, and then come back. He cooks the lunch, and I clean. If I want to meet my friends, I meet and come back. We practice together yoga in the evening, and then hey, let's watch some series, a movie for 20 minutes, and then let's eat dinner. All right, let's do meditation, and basically like that.
No stress.
No stress, nothing.
Awesome.
we have stress. Come on.
Relative.
Well, sometimes yeah.
Relative to the.
Yeah.
We're not
But
off the
usually
stress.
our daily life, the day to day like that.
Yeah, I said relative to most people. We have
Yeah.
a low stress life.
Mm.
Yeah.
I need the secrets to retire early. Right. What is the secret, Edwin?
No secret.
So don't withhold the information then. Tell us how we can retire so early.
Okay, let's see.
Give us your one-step action plan.
There's no one step.
People don't want to know that. They want to know one step.
Okay, real quick summary.
That's what we see in the internet adverts.
In university, I got this book. It's a corny title. It's called.
You have to read?
I had to read.
Damn.
It's like a 9-step program. It's called.
9 steps.
It's really corny, but it really works. It's called Your Money or Your Life. Basically, it taught me my relationship with money, and to where I'm at today. So, so I worked in Korea for 3 years for a salary. That was when I was 33. I saved up enough, and since that time, I'm 39 now. 6 years, I've been traveling without employment.
Max says he knows that book, by the way.
It's a good book.
Max is a good person.
No, it just taught me how a relationship with money and what to do with my, my life energy. That's your real currency.
Okay.
Life energy, like your life basically. It's hard to describe, but it allowed me to, I had this vision in mind of what I wanted to do when I was older. I wanted to not work in an office and like my parents. I didn't want to work in a job that I necessarily wasn't excited about. I wanted to do things that I wanted to do when I was older.
Okay, so you just thought about it and then it happened. That's what a lot of people expect. They think about the dream and it's like it's going to happen if they just think about it hard enough and then.
Yeah, but that's this mental. This is a practical advice on what to do in your relationship with money, especially.
Okay.
And so I worked in Korea. I saved up a bunch there, and I sent it all my money here, and I live off the earned interests from that. That's my passive income.
Right.
And what I earn from that is enough for me to exist in Asia.
Okay.
Mostly.
What happens if you want to buy something like an iPhone?
I don't buy an iPhone. I buy Android.
He buys
second-hand
clothes.
Okay.
And he has only few clothes. And he lives very cheap.
All about relationship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't do and it's so expensive. Yeah.
Okay, so second-hand Android or something?
No. I buy new Android.
Oh, okay.
It's less than $100.
In Mongolia.
Or wherever.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't buy Android.
Oh, but it's no way. And I don't live in America anymore.
I don't have even phone. He gave me his old phone, and then I used it. Yeah. Otherwise, I never use the smartphone.
This is her real lover. This is her real something close to her heart. That's
okay.
Everything. Anyways.
Okay,
I just kind of leave what you call a frugal life or whatever.
But then you're saying like you worked for what seemed like not so many years, and then you've managed to save that money, and then it's like a frugal existence to sort of make that money stretch. And like say you're earning.
I like the word frugal because it
I don't
sounds
mean
like
it,
cheap, but
I don't mean it in a negative way. Because I am frugal.
I know you're going to say
well.
it to me, but I like this. I like to lead the lifestyle I want to lead. Let's say that.
You don't give
Okay.
importance
I buy
to that.
like
Which costs less than a typical lifestyle.
I'll go out and eat a nice meal, right?
Yeah.
I don't suffer.
He is more
Modest lifestyle, maybe someone's
I
saying.
think he is like he gave to importance to good food and health. For example, hiking, meditating, yoga. But he don't give importance to material things like good clothes, or good phone.
Because that's not my interest. I don't like those things.
Even a good soap, or like even small things. But he gave importance to very good food. He cooks very delicious, healthy food.
So I don't exclude things. I just want to. I want to do things that I want to. That's the way I think about it. I'm not subtracting. It's just I'm following the path I want to.
But some people, I'm not trying to set you up against anything or imply something negative. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
Basically, you've thought about what you want to do, and you don't let anything distract you.
Right.
Okay. Even though we live in a world full of distractions.
Right.
Where it's asking us, those distractions are
not
asking
even
us.
distractions. It's like there's societal norms too. You have to follow.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about advertising. It's a distraction. Every time, if your attention's on an advert and not on a book, then your mind is taken up by that, and that's your own personal economy, your own resources being used up, and it's like, oh, I'm being asked to buy a burger. Oh, I'm being asked to buy a phone. I'm being asked to buy a chocolate bar. And people think, well, that's the norm, so yeah, I should buy stuff. And then they might look at you and say, yeah, but how can you not live without an iPhone? Or what about a juicy, expensive...
These are societal norms. People.
Yeah, they've been normalized.
Right. From my friends and family, you should basically tell me, you should live this way, the way I live, basically, or the way I think you should live. And it's so hard for people to say, no, I want to do it my own way. I need to, consciously think of what I want rather than what other people want from me.
Max says it's called having personal character and morals.
Character? I don't know.
I don't get it. What?
Personal character and morals. So your 9 steps, if I understood it correctly, is step 1, working career. No, think about it. Step 2, working career.
No. Doesn't follow that.
I'm just summarising in a joke.
Oh, okay.
Work in Korea for like 3 years, then go to Mongolia, put your money in the bank, and then step 5 is profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passive income.
Okay. So you don't need to read the book.
That's
Just
my
follow
personal,
my 5 steps.
That's my step. That's not no steps. That's just my career lifestyle or plan timeline.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
And you live in the steppe as well, technically.
Yeah. Oh, not here, but we go out to the countryside a lot.
That's what they call the land in Mongolia, the steppe. I just made 5 points, Max. I don't need to read the book. I've done it. I can follow the 5 steps I've just gleaned from. I've shortcutted this book reading process.
But yeah, and that's not for everybody. That's just me. You know, you lead your life anyway. You just.
Right. That's it for time. I've got to say thank you wonderfully. Thank you very much for your time, for sharing some of your insights about Mongolia and your personal
I just
life.
hope people weren't bored. That's all
Well, the numbers are higher than normal for a chat scope.
Oh.
Because it turns people off that they can't type. They want to express themselves, so they get upset and they don't bother watching. Yeah, but the replay viewers, they're just replay viewers. They can't
And these
type
hearts
anyway.
means like love or something?
Yeah, they love you. They love what's happening. So they're saying fantastic.
It's like a
it's not
cat
me.
that purrs.
It's these two.
Like that.
It's not an interview. It's a chat. It's just a nice chat. I don't like the idea of an interview. It's far too formal. Although it is a little bit more formal. I get that compared to yesterday, where you're like, "How strong I am."
Let's pick this up.
Let's just Okay, so you can find me if you're new. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or JonathanJK, and I'll see you in the next scope. Okay, they are super cool. But you don't have any social media.
I have Facebook.
Okay.
Just face-to-face media. That's what I have.
It's more honest. It's more personal.
Yeah,
Less
it's
stressful.
easy.
Less ambiguous.
Doesn't require a battery charger.
He says, looking at this big thing here behind. This is what has sustained our conversation. Okay.
All right. Keep it real.
Take care.
Jackie Chan?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that right?
Yeah, Jackie. Don't pretend you don't know him. Jackie Chan.
No, I don't know your little...
Oh, my girlfriend started
This
this.
is Korean. Kimchi. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they do this. Kimchi.
That's what they say. Kimchi.
Kimchi.
Oh my god, you like it?
Yeah. I like that. Kimchi.